Hello and welcome to my live stream. I'm still getting it set up a little bit. I'll chit chat for a minute until I get it together. This is the pattern I'm going to be doing. And I just need a sound check that you can hear me. I would appreciate that very much. I am doing another coffee themed pattern by Steve Good. And the reason I'm doing this pattern is because I still need work on letters like this and also stacking. So I now have two pieces I want to cut at the same time and see how that works out for me. I am not going to hang too much. I'm just going to get going. The idea between changing the nights and the time was to, I needed it to be earlier. And the day, weekends have been too busy for me. And it's become quite inconvenient to do it on the weekends. So without further ado, I'm just going to get going on this. I did learn a few things from my friend Wichita. And if y'all could share me out, that would be awesome. I always seem to forget to share myself out. This very first letter was a problem for me on the garden butterfly on the letter G. It had the same style of centerpiece like this, and I ended up ripping it out because a little something I didn't realize was I should have cut the middle part out first, which Wichita was so kind to explain to me. So that's what I'm doing. I pinned that comment because I know I have been missing many comments and people coming in, and I have to be honest that I can't be looking at the chat and scrolling at the same time. It is a safety issue. I glance over at it, and that ultimately leads to me not seeing people come in. Blistering barnacles. See, I'm stopping. How are you? Isabella Sutton, thank you for coming in. Say hello, or I don't always see you. But I do take breaks throughout the cutting process so that I can interact with the chat and say hello to all the people that were kind enough to come in and hang with me. Hi, Brian. Yeah, the letter G, I don't know if you saw that video, Brian. I had done the outside parameter first. That was my downfall. And the letter S, yeah, I don't have as much of an issue with that yet. Not to say that I'm not going to, but it's just crazy how there's these little things that you learn as you go, or somebody gives you a little insight as you go. You just pick up the little tricks, tips and tricks as you know, as people help you out or as you figure it out. I'm using a Polar blade, number 3. It's a two stack cut. And a lot of the problems I have with that is the blade is, I either push too hard and the top layer looks great and the bottom one is all askewed because the blade was bending. So I'm just going to try to take my time, not force the issue. Can you hear me okay? I think I forgot to do my sound check. Oh, there's one C. When I glued this stack together, I did not attach everything. And as soon as I find the hole for the next letter, what I did was I super glued in all these bigger waste spots and on the 4 corners. I just super glued the wood directly. There is a back piece that goes to this. Hi, Bud Files. Nice to see you. Thank you, Brian, for the sound check. Yeah, I know the more you cut, the better you get at it. I think a lot of it is I don't cut a lot. I probably should do more, but it is summer, so that's a challenge. I really want to be outside as well. When the weather starts getting more cold and white, yeah, you'll be seeing me cutting a lot of stuff. I'm really determined on the letters though, because there's a lot of patterns I want to do, a lot of different things I want to do. Well, that was a little off. I won't tell if you won't tell. That require me to do letters. So, having said that, I need to keep doing this instead of shying away from it. And for some reason, my pattern's not sticking like it should on top. Oh, come on. Apparently, I'm challenged on finding the hole for these. Okay. Now, I did that video on Saturday about raising the piece up with a board and utilizing the unused portion of the blade. This next Saturday's video, I think I came up with a solution to make that work. So I'm pretty excited about that because I'm going to be testing it out for the video, showing you what I chose to do. You know, it's not that blades are super expensive, but there's 4 inches of teeth on every one of these blades, and we're only using 1.5 inches of them. So it does seem like a waste. That's why I want to see if I can make something work. Those are cutting straight. Okay. Oh, the other thing I did on this piece, when I take off this next letter, I'll show you. My biggest pet peeve is how the plywood chips out of the bottom. So I do have contact paper on the bottom of this, and I used a roller to really press it on so it stays in place. Hi, Sweet Acres. How are you, Christine? I love calling you Coy. Thank you so much for coming in. Yeah, the only downside to doing 2 cuts at the same time is getting all the pieces out. So what I did was I put contact paper on the back, and what was happening before is these pieces of wood were chipping out. And for the most part, if you're putting a backing board on it, it doesn't matter. But it's just messy. I don't like messy cutting. So, oh, I know, Christine. It's just funny. I just like the Koi Farm. I like the name of your channel is what I like. I like your channel as well. Um, I never decide where I want to start. For me, using a smaller blade, I have a harder time doing a straight line with a thinner blade. I might have to change it for this part. Parasolo, good to see you. Michelle, good to see you. Not happy about my letters coming off. I wonder why that's happening. Oh, I think I know why. Believe it or not, even though that letter's flipping in the wind, I can still see the line and cut it. Because it's going so fast that it stays in place, so to speak. I need to get something real quick. I'm not going to be doing this all the time. Let me see what we got here. Right there. get this so I can push the pieces through. They do fall out for the most part, but they're so small, they don't want to. Now where am I going to put this thing? Uh, okay. So glad you stopped in, Parasolo. It's always a pleasure to attend your live stream. You always have such interesting topics. Yeah. Kind of missed the line. Don't tell anybody. Thank you, A-Frame, for lurking. I do that a lot on a lot of live streams, especially the ones that are later in the evening. I'm an early person, so most of the time I don't even have the energy to tell you I'm there. I know I should, but didn't want to do that. Shoot. Okay. I need to do something here. I always forget to share myself out. So that's what I'm doing. And if you would like to do the same, that would be awesome. If not, I understand. If only I could type, it would go a lot quicker than it is. All right. Excuse me. All right, who did I miss? Thank you, Sweet Acres. So I'm just checking to see if I missed anybody. Looks like I did not. All right, back at it. Where was I? Where was I before I so rudely interrupted myself? I'm extremely thankful these letters are going well. Um, A-frame, yes. I start out with the smallest pieces first, yes. If it's in the middle, it's in the middle. If it's all the way at the top or bottom or left or right of the piece, it doesn't matter where it is. But if I do it afterwards, as soon as I know what this cut, I'll explain. If I do it afterwards, not so much in this particular case, but I'll show you in a second here. Let me get this letter out. I must be cutting crooked. Nope. All right. For example, this part here, the coffee, if I were to do the big pieces around the outside edge first, that weakens this whole piece right here. So when I'm trying to do the inside ones, this is a very weak point. All of it is. And it could snap if I catch it for some reason. So if I do all the inside stuff, I have all this big stuff here to hold the word coffee nice and solid. Hope that explained it well enough. Probably overkill, but somebody had to overkill it for me to get the idea. Um, and it's not that I didn't do that at first. I always did all the small pieces first because I didn't like them. I wanted to get them out of the way. But yeah. I mean, it's all those little silly things that you learn while doing it. I mean, I naturally did it because I didn't like doing the small parts at first. Well, that's what I'm working on. I think what I said earlier. Um, my Saturday video, I was toying with how I can get the blade to last longer, what I can do to utilize the part of the blade that's not being used. And this next video coming up, this coming Saturday, I'm trying something. And I'll just share what I'm trying. Whether it works or not, I don't know. But the idea is I'm not going to be able to use the blades that I already have that are used. Because part of my theory of trying something is starting with the blade I'm using right now, setting it into the blade holder in a different position. So essentially what I'm doing right now is using the lowest part of this blade I could possibly use. Um, there's 4 inches of teeth on these blades. Seems ridiculous if we're only using 1.5 inches of it. A lot of wasted teeth. Haha. I can't believe you said that, Brian. That's what I said too. And you want to know why I started doing my channel? Because they didn't show you all the stuff that I'm learning and discovering. I didn't get to see any of that. All I saw was how easy it was and how wonderful it was, and all you have to do is this, this, and this, and you come up with all these beautiful pieces. And so I quickly got discouraged. Oh, it popped out the bottom, didn't it? Sure did. All right. Well, they do get dull pretty quick, to be honest with you. See, I had it so high up, I had it too far up. Now I gotta get back in on the bottom. And for some reason, okay, let me do this. What, the ones I just cut A-frame? They did turn out pretty good. I am I gotta turn that off. I am happy with that. You can see something. I'm not amused. For some reason, you know, the smaller blades, I have a harder time getting them into the bottom without looking. Wow. Nope. I don't know why I can't seem to get this in here. Hello, Poker Rossi. How are ya? This is the first time in a long time I had an issue trying to get the blade in. Wow. I'm not amused. Can I tell you that I'm not amused by any of this? I guess it's a good time to talk to the chat. John Paul, how are you? Thank you so much for coming in. For some odd reason, I'm struggling with my blade. And I keep thinking it broke, but it did not break. All right, turn this on. Oh, come on, really? Okay. All right. I don't know what that deal was about. Another telemarketer. Hello. Can I sell you car insurance? No. All right. Let's try this again, folks. Yeah. I I tell you, I spent a good 4 or 5 months because I really didn't want to. I did not have a scroll saw. I had wood. I had a lot of other tools, but I did not want to spend the money. So I dove in buying a $20 scroll saw that basically by design is for metalworking. It's a, you know, the pin ends. It's an old tank. You can't even get the adapters to put pinless on it. So, but that was a blessing for the $20 I spent on that. That was a blessing because it told me that this is what I would like to do. It told me that you know, even though I couldn't do what I wanted to do with it, to invest in a decent saw would be worth it. So I did a lot of looking, ended up with this Excalibur, and what sold me on this was that the table is stationary. If I want to do angle cuts, yeah, angle cuts. I move the head, not the table. And even though that's what I wanted, I have yet to use that feature. Because I have a what is it, a bandsaw? And I've done 45-degree angles on the bandsaw, and you have to move the table to get the 45-degree angle. That's awkward as all get, though, trying to hold the piece onto a table that's tilted 45 degrees. So based on that alone is why I wanted the Excalibur. And I do believe this is the only one that has that feature. Christine, I'm starting to do after the cut so you can see how I actually finish them. Some I add color, just stain, or whatever type of finish. But what's starting to happen, because this is just a hobby, I'm selling everything, almost everything, as soon as it's done. I'm not advertising, I'm not posting ads, I'm getting requests, and I'm selling them. And the reason in my mind I want to keep it as a hobby is, number one, I can cut whatever I want. I'm not doing orders, I'm not doing mass orders, cutting the same thing over and over and over again. Uh, Other than the Angel and the Tree of Life, which I thoroughly enjoyed cutting both of those, I've done multiples of those, and I would continue to do multiples of those. The horse, yes, I do still have that. Um, the other part of this stuff being done by hand is woodworking is not cheap. I don't mean that at my expense. Buying homemade or handmade stuff is not cheap. And so the price point, okay, before I go any more, the price point is what usually throws people off for a loop. And I'm not saying you will, but if you wouldn't mind emailing me, it's in the description of my channel. It's woodworkingoriginals@gmail.com. Shoot me an email and I'll discuss with you privately. I don't put prices out in public, nothing. If you're wanting to get it for that price, then wonderful. If not, um, I, you know, no hard feelings. But yes, I have somebody on the fence, but the fence just got taller because I'll talk to you. The fence doesn't work for me. I'll let you know next week kind of fence. If that person really wants it, they can pay me up front and I'll make them another one. So where was I going with all this? Yeah. So garage sales. But it's a tough selling point though when you're looking at stuff that's done like this, especially when you actually can see that the horse you want to buy, you can see it being made on my channel, right? So there's a huge difference, and people are so conditioned which is why I think they don't want to buy in the USA anymore. They're so conditioned to the Chinese garbage. You know, oh, I can buy that coffee plaque you're making right now for $5. Well, go buy it then. That's just what I tell people. If you want something for $5, you go to where you can buy it for $5, and all the more power to you. The other part of what's happening now with scroll sawing, and there's nothing wrong with this, by the way. People are going to laser cutters. A machine's doing all the cutting for them, and they can mass produce them. You see what I mean? So, of course, it's way cheaper for them to make it versus me right now cutting two at a time, right? They can cut a lot at a time. And it's not even that they can do that. The idea is they're not doing the work. They set up the machine, the software, it does all the work, all the cutting. There's actually very little cleanup. And then they do the fine tuning of making it pretty. So, yeah, if it becomes a job, Michelle, I'm not going to like this. I don't want to. I don't want a job. I just retired. I don't want a job. I do some lawn care for a few neighbors in the mobile home park that I live in. That's a job, but it's not one that I mind doing. I only have what do I have right now? Two customers. Just extra money. Gets me out of the house, although I'm not real happy about getting out of the house if it's hot weather. But the grass is not growing either, so it's too hot. Excuse me. And the corners you were talking about, Brian, I've seen several videos about that. And my problem with corners was not my technique, it was my fear. So when I just turned this corner here, I turned it, but then I wait a second for the blade to catch up before I start going through the next line. Those are little things that I just didn't know. I was very afraid of doing corners when I first started strolling. I was overwhelmed, didn't know what, it was just fear. I don't know what I was afraid of, but I was afraid of something. I think my biggest fear was the blade breaking. I know what it's like to have a blade break on my bandsaw. It scares the living bejeebers out of me. I know what it's like to have a blade break on a chainsaw. And so I had this fear of what the blade would do on a scroll saw. It was actually when a blade finally did break because of my lack of experience. It was actually a letdown because it didn't do anything. The only thing the blade did do was a small piece flew through the air, and eye protection is a must, in my opinion. So, all right, Roland, how are ya? I should say good morning. I take it you have your coffee or you're getting your coffee. So, Roland, I wanted to tell you something generically. All the information that was given to me, I'm taking it in small doses to make sure I get a clear understanding instead of just whipping through all of it. And that's all I want to say on that. All right. Let's do a crown. Sure, why not? Christine, you know how you have no idea how many times I call him Keith instead of Roland because Keith is a common first name here. I'm sure it's a common last name as well, but I've never heard it. So he knows. Um, uh, Roland, absolutely, absolutely, to the point that the first thing that was on the top of that list of information, I'm wanting to go through part 2 and 3 before we move on to the next one. I was that interested in the content. I was like, you ain't leaving me with just that. Not you, the video. Yeah, I've given some things away as well, Brian. Um, just for no other reason than I really wanted to, you know. I've noticed that when you advertise, yeah, I think it might, Roland. I think if you advertise, and I'm seeing this with what other people advertise their stuff for, and it's not woodworking, by the way. Anything that they're selling on Facebook Marketplace, you got all these critics on price, and I can buy that for this amount. What are you doing? And I'm like, it's not enjoyable anymore to run ads. I can do eBay if I wanted, but I like to keep all the money. There's too much overhead. And then there's also a paper trail, which I don't want that either. So, oh, that's going to be a weird circle. UK Medic, hello. Welcome. Good to see you here. The crown has been cut. Yay, crown. And the other crown. I'm just looking. Looks like they're still pretty straight. I'm liking the contact paper on the back. Where else would you be? Let's see, what time is it there? Sleeping? I know, I always appreciate when you come in. Um, it's earlier for you than my normal. And I was starting to have a hard time doing the Saturday night one because it was too late for me. By the time I got done, I was always a little bit too keyed up to go to sleep. I wasn't getting to sleep until 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I don't do well with very little sleep. So I figure we'll try Tuesdays. Oh, I know that, Medic. I just could not. I just couldn't keep doing it. It was just too late. It might only be an hour and a half difference of starting earlier, but I'm I was starting out tired as it was, and I didn't. I just it was not good. Wasn't eating dinner like when I was supposed to. That kind of stuff. When I needed to, not when I was supposed to. All right, Brian. Take care. Thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate you. Appreciate your information, your input. Hope to see you again. Well, UK Medic, I am cutting too. I might give you one. It'll cost you. Not so much for the piece. Shipping will cost you. I didn't think it would be medic. You know, my emails and my about page on my YouTube channel. If you're interested in anything that I make, just hit me up. If I've sold something already, I'll just make you another one. Like I said, I'm making 2 of these now. It's a double stack, so. Oh, Jessica, good. Hi. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling better. Hope you shook some of that crawling crud you had. Oh, yes. Oh, bummer. I'm sorry you're still not feeling well. All right, A-Frame, thank you. Pieces don't always want to come out. Yeah, YouTube is YouTube. My my numbers are tanking, and I just don't care. People do what they want to do. Not people, YouTube. That's what I mean. They're going to do what they want to do. Um, it's almost as if I had one video not that long ago just shoot up in numbers, and shooting up for me is over 1,500 views and lots of watch hours on that one video. And ever since that video, they don't. I'm tanking, meaning there's no more. What do they call it? I don't know what they call it. I can't think. Impressions. So the impressions tanked everything. I'm like, this is so stupid. And I almost look at it like, oh, thanks, YouTube. Was that my last hurrah? You know, while that was kind of exciting, I knew better than to get excited over it. It's not my first YouTube rodeo either. Uh, okay. Sweet Acres. Give me a second. You can't find it if you're on the phone. You have to get on a computer. But I'm going to give it to you right here. Just wait. Please. I mean, there you go. Now I moved the darn camera. Or actually, I moved the table. I don't see people's emails on my phone. I have to go on my computer to see the emails in the About page. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now, where was I? There I was. I was somewhere over here. Oh, come on. Right angle of the dangle. Were you on again this morning? Wait a minute. Yeah, were you on again this morning, medic? Don't tell me you were, because that would suck. Okay. I'll wait for an answer. I'll wait right here. While I saw, I'll wait for an answer. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay. Um, okay. I can't even come up with an excuse. I didn't. Usually I look in the morning to see who's on. I can't even come up with a good excuse to tell you why I didn't know that. But I did not know that. Trying to think of what I was doing this morning. Yeah, I need a drink too. Okay. All right. What we got here? All right. I'm going to take a moment, shoot the breeze with my friends and family. Oh, I do need to stand up for a minute or four. You know, I love sitting here at the. I love sitting here at the saw, but I can't sit for a whole boatload of time. So I moved my lighting a little bit. I moved. I'm just trying different angles and different stuff. I got to figure out some type of lighting setup that is more convenient for me. Wow. So, Koi Farms, did you get my email? It worked. Okay, perfect. I will. I'll get back to you after the live, or at the latest tomorrow. When I start something new, like a new live stream at a new time and a new day, um, I didn't eat yet, so I have to get a different type of schedule set up for myself on Tuesday so that I can have a snack or something to eat, and then I can have a dinner later. Oh, you're welcome, Christine. I'm gonna have a hard time parting with that. Honestly, I do love it. It really is. In my mind, it's just a gorgeous piece. But I will. Yeah, I think the nice part about selling it is I can make another one. Then, yay! I get to make another one. Oh, thank you very much. I don't really. I don't pat myself on the back very much, and I'm not now. But I was really happy with how that horse turned out. Really happy. To me, uh, anytime I cut something for the first time, it's stressful. Not so much this piece, but I'm talking about a piece like that horse or the tree of life or the angel one. You know, let me show you. Or this one. It's stressful for the first cut, but I have since made oh 5 or 6 more tree of lives and 3 more of these angels and sold them. And after that first cut, it was really nice to cut them again. I'm just standing up, guys. Hope you don't mind, but I was sitting for an hour. I need to stand up. I'm starting to have issues with my lower back. Not issues, discomfort. How about that? And it's not because of the scroll saw. I don't know what it is, actually. I do have, um, I was on disability for a while before I retired for a lower back disability. But I never speak on it because I'm not disabled. I'm limited on some things that I can do anymore, but disabled I'm not. Ancient Hebrew. The blades, it depends on the wood, Roland. It depends on how I am cutting. It depends on the user. Um, Plywood, which is what I'm using, plywood and pine, the blades don't last quite as long because of the glue in the plywood and the what is it, the sap in pine. Um, as far as me being the cause of blades going dull quicker, is me forcing the blade to go faster than what it can cut. I'm learning. I mean, this piece right here, I am not pushing myself, and I'm seeing the difference in how I'm cutting, letting the blade do the work. So, length of time, this blade, I already bent it because I brought down the head of the scroll saw and I forgot to move the blade forward and I bent it. So I'm surprised this is still going, but it's still cutting well. And I can feel the difference when it doesn't. Oh, almost back to work time. Whew. It's funny because I can't sit for any length of time. I can't stand up for any length of time. I can't lay down for any length of time, except to sleep. Uh, I don't even know what you're talking about, Michelle. What do I know? I don't know nothing. Where do I want to go with this now? Sticking with this theme. I'm getting rid of all these lines. All right. Let's get back at it. Oh, I know. You know, Michelle and I talk, and it's funny as heck because she'll be talking about something, and she'll go, "You're looking it up right now, aren't you?" And I go, "Yep." It's kind of like an ongoing joke between her and I. Back into house. Yes, you are. The House of Horrors. Welcome to my House of Horrors. You are the next victim. Well, that was crooked. All righty. Oh, lordy lord, did I go off the line on that? Holy crow. This poor spoon. So the way to fix that is to go off the line on the other one and remake the thing. Scrolling is really forgiving in a lot of ways if you catch it in such a way that you can actually fix something by cutting your own lines. On letters, it's not so easy to do, but on this here, I can. And no one would be the wiser. Look at that. Sweet. Okay, next. Yeah, I go off the line, all right. I go off the deep end is where I go. Man, coffee. Everybody's having coffee. You're going to make me want to go in the house and get my own. So not fair. Actually, I have plenty of water out here. As dusty as it is, I wouldn't want my coffee cup out here, and I don't have a mug with a cover. So I'll stick to the bottles of water that I have. I like that too, Medic. Actually, a lot of times I'll have that in the morning while I'm making my coffee. Oh, yeah. I know. Maybe I'll just get you up here and you can entertain the masses while I go make dinner and have coffee. You guys know, in Jessica's live streams, I'm always making something to eat while I'm on the, watching your live. My dinner time is not usually until around 8 o'clock, but I'm cooking long before that. Uh-oh. What's going on, Koi Farms? I don't understand what that face is for. Oh. Hey, Squirrel, how are ya? Good to see you as always. Welcome back. I'm not going to start singing. That was it. That was the extent of my singing debut. Yeah, I have to agree, Squirrel. We're all complaining about the heat, and Roland's in Australia complaining about the winter. It's too cold. I think it's just crazy that it's wintertime where he's at. Such a weird concept. People all over the world have just such different seasons and yada yada. Where am I heading now? Right over here. Time to start on the coffee. The other coffee. Uh-oh, my little jokester's back at it. Just pretend you see me put a bunch of smiley faces in there, Medic. It's definitely time for a new blade. sometimes I can't tell if the blade's getting dull or if it's the wood. Yeah, I know, Poker Rossi. You're definitely gonna be hanging out there, left out in the, what do they call it? Left out in the dust. Got to change the blade. I don't have to, but I think I'm gonna. Every time I don't do it when I'm thinking of it, thinking that I should, I regret it. So let's not regret. No regrets, I say none. Uh, I'm saving these blades to test my new option to use it for next week's project. Oh, don't start talking about food, you guys. I love marmalade. Okay. My day has been fine, Jessica. Um, Nothing exciting. I forgot what I was doing most of the day. I was doing something productive. What did I do today? Usually, the day of my life, I like to be lazy, but I know I got some stuff done. Look at that. Now that baby's cutting. Nice. No, it's a new. It's just a new one. I don't want to change the blade. I'm using a puller blade. Um, it's just a style of blade. I don't know what the difference is between puller and something else. I know the difference between this type of blade and spiral blades and reverse blades. But there's several of these blades. They all call them something different. They have a little different style of teeth. And Wichita has been the one instrumental in me even trying these blades because it's all he uses. And he's been scrolling for many years, plus 30. So It took me a little bit to get used to this blade, but I understood why he suggested it to me, and it made sense. But I don't use it for everything. He uses his puller blade for everything. I don't. Wichita, like Wichita, Kansas. But I know you're being funny, but I thought I'd clarify. Just saying. That man puts out some beautiful work, I'll tell you. And ever since I started my channel, and he seemed to have found my channel, he has been an excellent mentor. I resist a lot of the things, some of the things he tells me, but that's because my mind wants to analyze something instead of just trying it. So yeah. And there's actually several viewers that watch my videos and really offer excellent tips, man. I'll tell you. You can't get that anywhere these days. Oops. Stop talking. Um, People that truly want to help you. It's not always freely given. And I don't mean that monetarily. I mean, everything I share on here. There he is. There's my Wichita. Everything I share on here is not because I have this great knowledge. It's just, this is what's happening and this is how I'm figuring it out. Not everybody's going to have the same experience I am. Thank you so much, Wichita, for coming in. I don't know if you've been here for the whole live. I do have contact paper on the bottom of this. This is a double stack. Using the puller blade number 3. I'm going to go to a higher blade for the outside parameter. I do notice that the smaller blades don't like to do straight lines for me. And I don't blame the blade, by the way. I always want to blame the blades, but you know. Oh, so sorry. Cortisone shots for what? Knees? Shoulder? I don't know. It's the only two things I'm familiar with that they use them for. Hips. Oh, yeah. Get used to it, Jessica. He's got a lot more where that came from. Oh, come on. I hope you feel better, Wichita. I understand why you're not hanging. Headaches are no fun. Mm-hmm. All right. Starting to get down to the good stuff now. This is the most exciting part for me when I start getting down to this, the bigger pieces. Wow. Wow. A lot of extremes on weather everywhere. Oh, come on. Got something else to do yet. Done. All right, time to have a looky-see of what I know it is, Roland. I'll tell you some of the things I was thinking about when I was doing this last cut. I'm doing fine, Jessica. What I did on this cut is I did this part first. But up here, I want to do the letters first. Because then all the straight parts are holding the letters. It's helped securing it. And this part, it didn't matter. But I started thinking about that when I started this cut. I really need to get used to doing these parts first where I have more support on the rest. It's just things I have to keep in mind that I learn along the way, and sometimes I forget. Crap! Oops. You didn't hear that, did you? Yeah, you did. Fix it. I'll fix it later. Just like that. Oh, my Lord. You know what, Roland? I would too, but it would be too distracting. It'd be great entertainment for you guys. Oh, my Lord. I'm going all over the hell's half acre here. All right. So like that. Fix it now. Come on. You can tell when I start getting tired. My turns don't want to work. I'm gonna start cheating. Don't tell no one. Don't tell no one. Excuse me. Yeah. No woodpeckers. Now maybe a pecker. Maybe I shouldn't go there, huh? I don't want to take this off yet. There we go. All right. Back to the fix me up here. I'll have to fix me up that some more later. Fix me up here. Those actually aren't fix me ups. Well, the problem is, Jessica, is that it is plywood. And when you go on curve, sometimes the wood wants to run away with the blade. And I do not like that. Now, okay. I am getting tired. Let's just do this one next. Y'all don't mind if I take another break, do ya? Oh, hell no. You don't mind. So apparently, Roland, you caught what I said, and everybody else either didn't catch it or ignored it. I'll take a break in a minute. Now, you know, Amy, hello. Starting to get sloppy. Here, there. Pull this out here. There. All right. This ought to be fun. All right. Mm-mm-mm. All righty. Sorry I went silent on you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more cuts plus the outside. Yay! I need to take a break, folks. Oh my God. Almost fell over on that one. Yeah. Okay, I'm good. Don't worry, I'm good. I think I need to invest in a new chair. That's what I'm thinking. Appreciate y'all still hanging out here. Oh, I almost destroyed that blade too. What is with me? Thank you, Roland. I'm just taking a break. I have to take a minute. I just can't keep going yet. I do have a backing board for this too, but I think I'm not going to do that today. It would be, this is the backing board. We'll see how I feel when I'm done. Thank you, Christine. Appreciate you. Yeah, do it. Of course you want me to do it. Well, Wichita, it's a bar stool. And if I didn't want, I just don't want to move my camera. Maybe when I'm done cutting, I'll show you what I have. But it's a metal bar stool, not super high, but it's the right height I need it for. It works. And I don't normally sit this long when cutting. I only sit this long during a live stream. So I don't really get this uncomfortable. They're doing good, Jessica. They're adjusting to all the changes I've made. Once I get the shop really dialed in to where I want it to be, they'll be out here with me when I'm cutting. Not so much for live streams because they know when I can't pay attention, they get into mischief. But when I come out here to cut, I want them out here. They're well behaved. They don't mind the noise. Oh. Any dog I have doesn't mind loud noises. Although I haven't been using the shop vac anymore too much. For a while there, I had my shop in my living room. And the dogs would all line up on the couch while I'm using a table saw. And that thing's loud. The table saw, the shop vac. Mental note, don't ever put your shop in your living room. That was when I first started woodworking at all. And it was winter and it was cold out here in the shop. And it wasn't so much the cold because it is heated somewhat, but it was more of a mess than it was when I tidied it up. Yeah, I can understand why, Roland. The heat was added to this shop prior to me moving in, so I don't mind being out here. But there are sometimes it does get a little bit too cold, and I just don't. do stuff then. Um, I'm still working on, well, I haven't been working on OBS. I do still have a few ideas of what I would like to do, but until I get past um, this garage sale we're supposed to have, we'll see. A town-wide garage sale. Once I get past that, then I can dedicate more time to OBS. Whew. Yeah, if you don't have the proper heating and ventilation and stuff in the wintertime for your shop, Roland, you can't do some of the stuff that you do out there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't have a passport, don't want one. Not going to Canada anymore, nothing personal. I'm tired of all the BS that people are up against these days. And it's not so much you coming here and going back, it's us going there and coming back. Most of the time, people don't have a problem, but I said I can understand why you don't have your shop open in the winter. A lot of the work that you do, if you're painting and all that, you know, it's got to be temperature controlled, all that. And I know that for a lot of that stuff. I have heat in here, but it was put into here prior to me buying this place. So, but the coldest it gets in my shop is 50 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Um, and that's not bad. I can get it warmer in here if I wanted, but we'll see what happens this year. Because now that the shop is, no, Jessica, they don't give us a hard time going to Canada. They give us a hard time coming back to the US. It's messed up. Yeah, my brother had a collision shop for 30 plus years, so I'm very familiar with that. And the hoops he jumped through to keep working in the winter, I don't know how he did it. All right, a little bit more water, and I'm ready. Yeah, this shop is not attached to the mobile home. It can't be. So there's a lot of insulation missing in between the mobile home and the shop that I need to put back, and it's going to be a lot warmer in here. But for now, uh, I, a lot of it's giving people a hard time. There's like rules or some. You know what? I read it. I don't take note of it because it's not important to me. But they're being detained or not allowed back in for stupid reasons. You'd think they wouldn't let them into Canada for stupid reasons, not coming back to your own country. It's crap. I want no part of it. Yeah, Christina feels the same way. Christine, Koi Farm. Yeah, it's like I said, I don't hear about anything about Canadians coming here and going back. I only hear about it the opposite. So if there's anything to hear about the other way, you would be hearing about it, not me. If you know what I mean, because you're Canadian. There'll be, all kinds of BS. Oh, I gotta put you guys back. I'm sitting at the scroll saw and I didn't even put you back to you to I just start scrolling and you guys can't see a thing. There we go. Hello. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just staying here. You know what? And I'm not missing anything because I've been to Canada so many times over the last uh 40 years. I'm not missing anything. It's not I've been there, done that, seen a lot. I know the falls is better on the Canadian side, so they say. I don't remember though because a lot of the times I went to Canada wasn't to go sightseeing. I was young and dumb. Never doing anything illegal though. It's more for partying. It's not a matter of whether they like it. I just don't want to get stuck in a country that the U.S. is not doesn't have my back. I think it's because I have zero confidence in the support I wouldn't get from here, if you know what I mean. Yeah, no China here. Ain't going to China. I've had no desire to go to Europe. I don't know why. I don't think it was. There was no. Well, I guess I do know why. A lot of it would require flying, and me and flying don't get along well. Welcome back, blistering. Um, Me and flying don't get along. RB. Hello, hello. Yeah, flying puts me in the bathroom puking in minutes. I get extremely sick. I've always had problems with my ears, middle ear. I mean, I've flown plenty of times, and it has never been a good experience. And I can take the drugs, whatever they give you for that, and that stuff is great, except it is, uh, I don't do well with that stuff either. It takes me a whole day to recover from having taken that stuff. It's just not worth it to me, honestly. Getting down to the wire now. Hello, Andre. I hope I'm saying your name right. Welcome. Welcome to the scrollsaw Newbies live stream. I hope it's not too painful for you to watch me cut. I'm a work in progress. Oh, did you? Yeah, I did an Emmett Owens pattern for my last video, which was instant human, just add coffee. I really liked that. That was a fun one to do. And I'm doing this one. I chose this because I struggle with letters and the coffee part here. These are the kind of letters I struggle with. And I'm always having a hard time doing a double stack. And I don't like doing patterns like this if I can't make a few at a time. So I'm starting with 2. And wow, 5 hours? Darn. I'm working on hour number 2 right now with 2 breaks. I have to take a break every hour at least because I can't sit for that long. Yeah, I can see you. Can you see me? Ah. Oh. Okay, Blistering, I got you, hon. You take care too. Thank you so much. I apologize for not seeing that, but I'm the one that can't see, so I have to rely on my peeps in there to see what you're saying. But anywho, I really appreciate you coming in tonight. Thank you. Take care, hon. Thank you again so much. Oh, that went crooked. At least it wasn't one of those things I'd have to fix to the point of redrawing the coffee cup. Okay. Oh, two more, guys. Two more. I decided to glue these together to do a double stack after I decided not to and changed my mind. So these extra holes here are holes I drilled so I knew where I could put the super glue. All right, don't do that now. Go this way. Wait a minute. Doesn't matter. Okay. Trying to be mindful of how I'm cutting. There's little tips and tricks I need to pay attention to that I've learned. All right, Roland. Thank you so much, bud. Appreciate you. Hope you have a great day. Excuse me. All right. Last one until I do the outside. Yay. I'm definitely not doing the other part tonight. It's just an outer perimeter cut of the backing board. I don't, in my opinion, believe it's necessary to do on my live stream. Therefore, I am not going to. All right, Amy. You know what, Beth? That's exactly how Michelle feels. Sometimes she can't watch while I'm cutting, because she thinks I am going to chop my fingers off. It's, I tell you, it's really not as scary as you might think. Trust me, I had a healthy fear of everything here until I just started doing it and realized that my hands aren't really that close to the blade. And if anything, my hands are close to the blade on the back side, back here, and there's no teeth back here. But if you have if I get myself in a position that my hand needs to be close to the blade in front, I do stuff like this. I grab another piece of wood, hold it there, do what I need to do, and if there's going to be anything cut off, it's not going to be my finger. And I'm learning not to even to get myself into that position anymore. So IPSV Odyssey. Hey, you know what? The last time you were in here, I kept calling you PCV. I apologize for that. Still love all your quotes and all the things you post on your community page, though. As you well know, because I share a lot of them. Almost done. One more cut along the outside edge after this. Kind of exciting, actually. Excuse me. Oops. Yes, Michelle. Last little swoop, and then I got to do the outside perimeter, and I'm done with this. All right. There's that. Now I got to do the outside perimeter. I am changing the blade for that. Not only is this one dull. Oh, got a little bug there. But I don't think it's heavy enough for me to do the outside perimeter. Okay. So I'm going to a number 7. I know it's a little more rough on the edge. Well, Beth, I'm telling you, I've never had a desire for any of the machines that like Cricut or I just don't. Okay, you go looser. Darn it. Sorry, excuse me. Um, Thank you, A-frame. Now I just gotta get the outside done. Like I said, I have a backing board for this, but all it's a matter of is cutting an outside edge, and I'm just not going to do that tonight. This has been long enough. When I do the after the cut of really giving this a good finish, then you'll see the backing board. This part gets monotonous. You can almost go buggy-eyed doing this whole big oval. Oh, I am so going off the line. Yeah, I'll have to fix that later. Darn it. Come on now. This is what happens when I get tired. I'm hitting the glue. I don't know what that was about, but okay. Okay. That landed. All right. You have to wait till the end now. That's funny. Taking the blade out, moving that up. So I'm wondering why these are stuck together. I must have got glue there. Oh, that ain't good. All right. Please hold. Oh. I don't have what I want out here. Do I? Oh, I think I do. I just don't know where it is. Well, this will work. I can make anything work. Did I mention that? All right. I'm not sure why this is sticking together. I didn't glue it. There we go. I did put super glue on it. Must have oozed. So now we have two. There was one. Now there's two. And that is how you get 2 out of 1. I have had trouble with stack cutting. Some people go as 4 high, they'll make 4 at the same time. I have a difficult time doing that. I have a difficult time with this whole process, the letters. And so I'm feeling really good right now that this turned out as well as it did. And I thank you very, very much for coming along on the trip. The ride of a lifetime. This does have a backing board that'll come with it, that'll go with it, but unfortunately, I'm just not going to cut it tonight. I'm tired and I'm starting to get sloppy. So this board will go here, and it'll have 2 circles here where you can hang it. I might eliminate those and just put my usual hangers on it. But when I'm starting to get this tired, I don't want to continue cutting. I hope you understand. And I hope you like it, and I hope you enjoyed the live stream. Oh, goodness. Well, I do have to say thank you so much. I appreciate you guys coming in. And I'm sorry it's not your typical live stream where I can shoot the breeze and watch and read the chat. I do my best. And that's the other part of why I like to take a break, besides the fact that I can't move if I don't, is so I can chit chat. Thank you, A-Frame. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Michelle, Jessica, R&B, Christine. I'll be checking the email for you, hon. I got to eat something, though. I'm getting hungry as well. Beth, Roland, PSV Odyssey, thank you so much. Wichita, not feeling well, but thank you for stopping in. And if I forgot anybody, please forgive me. But I do appreciate you being here. I'm going to go. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your evening and or day. And y'all take care. God bless.